Welcome everybody to this episode of Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Today we're running the Masterbuilt Pellet Smoker, doing some practice competition wings. This recipe is going to be more about the pellet smoker and tasting the products we're using versus the full detailed competition chicken thigh cook. Stick around, hang with me on this one, and we'll show you some good chicken at the end. Thanks, gang. All right, you guys saw in the opening shot, I got a 6-pack of chicken thighs from our local grocer. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna come underneath here. We're gonna separate the skin and the thigh, or the meat, sorry. Just like this. We're gonna set our skin to the side for a moment. We're gonna concentrate on the meat first. Sorry about bumping the camera there. Paper towel, always handy. Uniformity, very key in your presentation. So, we're gonna get rid of this fat here. We're going to look at our bone, where our knuckle bone is sitting. So all the excess fat we want to get rid of on the outside. The last thing you want is the judge getting a mouthful of fat when they bite in. What I like to do is find the double knuckle bone and square my thigh off right there like that. Now the meat you're seeing me trim off, I will use for stock or in something else. I'm not throwing it away, so don't worry. All right, this one's got a little tail on it. We're gonna tuck that in. We're gonna come here with our knife. We're gonna get rid of that fat. All right. Now, the nice thing is, as long as we don't overcook this, we're not gonna dry this out. There's a fine line between everything being done perfectly and a crispy skin and a dried out thigh with a crispy skin. So this is what we're going to do to the meat side. We'll form it up, shape it up. Let me get rid of that piece of fat, set it to the side. Wipe the board down here a little. Going to switch knives. And we're going to go to the skin. Now, skin side down, fat side up. You guys have seen me do this before. Long, flexible knife. Pick a spot to start. You're just going to cut that layer of fat right off of there. Now, if you look, let me get a little more done here. You can see that stripe right through the middle where you see the blue cutting board coming through. That's very key. Colored cutting board will help you determine how much fat is still left on there. So we're going to get this one done up to the end like that. Get rid of that fat. Clean up these corners a little. Now, I know a lot of guys hate competition style chicken just because of this fat right here. It can be very painstaking, but trust me, the more you do it, the better off you're gonna get. So, flip it around, start on this side, keep cutting that fat away. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place our thigh on here, and we're going to want it to wrap. So we're going to take this off to about right here. Get rid of that. Now what I like to do is I'll kind of test fit it. It's not going to wrap completely, but it's going to wrap most of the way. You want to try to tuck it down over your ends. Okay, this one's actually fitting really nice. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 5. We'll bring you back when we're going to season them up. All right, gang? Thanks. All right, you can see we have them all trimmed up, ready to go. Truth be told, guys, under 20 minutes, okay? I've been doing it quite a bit. It might take you a little longer. That's okay. The time will come with practice, okay? What we're going to do, we're simply going to put a little bit of canola oil over the top. I use canola because it is a neutral oil. To be honest with you, I used to use peanut oil, but then it was kind of discouraged on the competitions because of allergens. So, canola, vegetable, whatever you want. 2 layers of rub today. Sucklebusters. First layer will be the clucker dust. Second layer, we're going to sweeten them up a little bit with the honey barbecue rub. So, try to get an even layer as you can. Remember, it's all in that appearance for the judges. All right. Come back over it with the honey barbecue rub. Now some of this is going to fall off when we flip over, and that's okay. We will re-season when we get ready to put them on the pit. I'm going to get these flipped over, give the bottom side some. I'm just going to do that in my hand, put them back in. Then these are going to go in the fridge overnight. At comps, I like to set them back in the fridge for at least 6 hours before they hit the smoke. Just let everything absorb and come together. We're going to bring you back when we're ready to go to the smoker. This week we'll be using the Masterbuilt Pellet smoker. I want to do a practice run with that with the chicken. You're going to see quite a few of the Masterbuilt Pellet cooker videos coming up, because if I do need to use it in the comp, you know, I want to have some time in on it. I never take a new pit to a comp, let's put it that way. So we'll bring you back when we get the pit fired up, and we'll see you then. All right, if you see the juice in the bottom of the pan there, you can see it glistening a little bit. That's kind of what we want. We're going to be starting this off in the pan in its own juices. So let's just touch more of the honey on top. Even everything up. You can see how they're very uniform in size and shape. They're not perfect, but they're close. We're going to take these out, get them started on the pellet cooker. I'll bring you out when, or bring you back, excuse me, when we put them on. All right, pellet cooker's up to temp. We're running about 280. Let's get these in. We're gonna let them cook in their own juices for a little bit. In the last shot, you saw I had that wire baking rack. We're gonna transfer them onto there when we sauce them. So we'll bring you back about 45 minutes. Here we go, 45 minutes in. We're getting a nice color. What we're going to do now is take them off, place them on that baking rack, put them back in, cook them until they're done. Give you a couple shots of that and we'll bring you back. All right, here we go. We're going to evenly spread these out, and typically I like to grab them by the end on the bone if I can. Again, presentation. Try not to touch the sides in case any rub were to come off. All right, get rid of this pan. Take this out, put it back on the smoker. We're gonna bring it back when we're ready to glaze. See you then, gang. Sucklebusters honey barbecue glaze and finishing sauce. That's what we're going to be using on our thighs. I have some in a small cup. Go ahead and get this painted on nicely. Now, unfortunately, some of this rub came off. These two for sure. For competition, I'd be cooking more than 6 thighs for 6 turn-ins, trust me. Also in competition, instead of painting them, I've dipped them in the glaze, put them back on the rack, put them on the cooker. This is more about tasting the rubs, the finishing sauce, and the time on this cooker versus the actual competition process. So, get these on here, paint the ends of the bones on both sides. Alright, let's get that slid back, and we are going to turn the cooker down to 225. We don't want that finishing sauce to burn. We'll bring it back, show you the finished product. Here you have it, our finished product. As far as practice goes, time-wise on the Masterbuilt Pellet smoker, right at 2 hours. Hour 45 at 280 degrees. The last 10 to 15 minutes down to 225 so we didn't burn our sauce. Need to really be careful with the sugars. That's what can make your barbecue go dark. So there you have it, gang. Competition practice wings. Not the full competition recipe, just practice with the pellet cooker. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you down the road on the next video. Thanks, everybody.